Hey guys, it's Cassie and today we're going to be talking about the 7 luxury items that I sold and why I chose to end my relationship with them, okay? I am a self-proclaimed hoarder. I'm not hiding it, you know? I buy all of my luxury items with the intent to keep them for a long time, if not forever, okay? So I really have to feel passionately about the fact that this item did not work out or I'm never going to reach for it again for me to pull the trigger to sell these pieces. A lot of these are actually still readily available, so I thought that this would be helpful in case maybe you're considering them or whatever, as to why it just didn't work out for me. Guys, if you are new here, my name is Cassie and I'm a self-diagnosed luxury addict. I put out videos on Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays, so if you like luxury fashion, then you're probably going to love it here. So head down there, subscribe, turn on the bell, become a member of our luxury addicted family. When are we going to rehab? Never. Guys, are you ready? Before we get into the items, I sold these pieces in one of 3 ways. Number 1, either using Vestiaire Collective, which is great and I've personally never had a problem. Only downside there is that the commission that they take tends to be pretty hefty. Okay, so keep that in mind. I have a Instagram shopping page where I put like mainly my mum's stuff that she's not touching anymore for sale or whatever. And then finally, Luxe Collective. Luxe Collective is a UK like consignment store basically, and they will just buy the stuff straight off your hands. Sometimes I can't be bothered to like wait and it's just like, honestly, I just want this thing out and give me some money for it kind of thing. So for those pieces, it's been Luxe Collective. Okay, so the first piece that I got rid of were the Louis Vuitton runaway sneakers. Now, these tend to be quite popular sneakers from Louis Vuitton. They are a very classic sort of runnery style. They come in a number of colorways. These shoes are extremely hard wearing, but aside from that, why did I get rid of them? I tried to buy into a style that I'm just not, okay? I know the kind of sneaker styles that I like. They tend to be basically designer versions of Air Force Ones. I will admit that. So I went a bit out of my comfort zone with these trainers. And while I do say that it's good to go outside of your comfort zone, sometimes it just doesn't work, okay? And that's totally fine. And that's what I feel happened with these runaway sneakers. They're great. I have nothing bad to say about them structurally or how they wear or whatever. It's just that the style is very like Nike as an Air Max or something. And that's just not, it's just not my sneaker style, okay? And I tried and it was just not working. Which is why I was like, do you want to know what? This is a waste of time going back and forth here, giving it another go. Get out. Now, item number 2 is also a pair of sneakers, but we had issues. Earlier on in this year, I bought the Dior Addict sneakers. It was one of those love at first sight things. Oh my gosh, I saw it and I was like, yes, I love these sneakers. I know exactly how I'm going to wear it. I know how it's going to look on my feet. We're going to have a long, healthy, loving relationship together. I was ready. And the issue with these shoes is that I wasn't going to find out from trying them on, having a little teeter-totter around, you know, the shop floor. It was something that you have to have worn these for like 15 minutes to then figure out they're like, hold on a second, I want to chop my own ankles off. So I think I went half a size down in these shoes because the 39, which is my usual size, was absolutely ginormous, right? Like the back of it wasn't even staying on. I went half a size down and even then I kind of felt like they were a little bit roomy. I don't know if this had a part to play in it, and maybe the sizing is all over the place, or it's the structure of the shoe. But within 15 minutes of wearing these shoes, my toes went numb. Numb isn't even the word, because I could feel that there was something off there. If they were numb, then it's like, I can't even feel you, so go off, sis, kind of thing. No, there were pins and needles in there. It wasn't also something that, like, you know, if a pair of shoes rubs the back of your foot, then you can get, you know, different things to put in the back there to help you out. There is nothing that helps you when a shoe is cutting off your circulation. It baffles me as to how this has happened. I'm like, are you just too, like, I have quite slim feet. Are you like too tight on the front? Like, what is happening? I don't know. But it was absolute hell wearing them. No point in you being here, taking up valuable real estate on my shelf that another shoe could fill. So, goodbye. Next up, we have the MCM. When I got it, it was called the X Mini, and I think now it's called the BB Boo. I prefer the term X Mini, the name X Mini. The BB Boo sounds of it. This is essentially a tiny backpack. It's very similar to the Louis Vuitton Palm Springs. A lot of people tend to compare the two. A number of issues with this bag. I used this bag so much. I loved this bag. I loved the novelty aspect. That it was like, oh my gosh, a tiny backpack. Yes, oh, love it. Okay. You can also crossbody the bag, right? And it's just got like 2 D-rings at the top of the bag, and then it just kind of hangs. Here's the thing. These straps, if you were to actually backpack it, the straps were so long that it didn't look cute. As in, you're walking and it was bouncing at the top of your arse crack / lower back. It wasn't cute. Like, if I'm trying to execute a tiny backpack moment here, can you not sit higher on the back? And if I was more dedicated and cared a bit much, then maybe I could have just put holes in it or whatever, but I couldn't be bothered. So it's that, plus the fact that when you then convert it to crossbody, it just... Again, it's the fact that the straps are attached to the top of the bag, so the weight of the bottom of the bag is just banging on the side of your pelvis. And then, over time, I just wasn't buying into the whole mini backpack aspect. And look, we grow, we change, our styles change, all of that. And I just was over it. The other thing as well with this bag was that I had no sentimental value attached to it. And that's, even if there's bags or like shoes or whatever that I hardly ever reach for, there tends to be a story and a bit of sentimental value as to why I keep them. But that wasn't one of them. Items number 4, this is in their own category. I ended up selling all of my Alexander Wang pieces. So, in case you didn't know, Alexander Wang had some allegations come out against him. If I say the word, I'm going to get demonetised. And even though that got settled outside of court, personally, and look, this is just a personal decision. If you have Alexander Wang stuff and you're like, I still paid for money for them, I'm going to get my wear out of them, I totally get that. But I just felt, especially because most of my pieces literally had like Alexander Wang plastered across the front of it or whatever, I just felt like I would feel awkward wearing it. I was just like, I'm really never gonna wear these again, so sell it. So that's what I did. I only ended up keeping one Alexander Wang dress, and that's because it has a lot of sentimental value for me, because I got that dress when I was like 17 and I'd like saved up for this trip to America and blah blah blah. And also it doesn't have any branding on it, you wouldn't really know, so that's why I've kept that one, but everything else I decided to sell. Okay, item number 5, I put 100% down to sale blindness. It's a thing, it exists, let me tell you. I bought a Versace denim jacket and I was like, oh my gosh, 50% off. It was this grossly embellished jacket, and he absolutely hated it. My mum also wasn't 100% sure. It was from like £2,000 to £1,000, and I was like, oh my gosh, for this like amazing art piece and all of this, right? And I'm sure if you go back you can find the video of me being very, very excited opening this and whatever, okay? It just didn't, I ended up hating the cut. Do you want to know what? I've actually had a terrible experience with all denim jackets. I've only ever had 2, right? There was this one and one that was Young Thug merch. Don't say a word. And both of them I got rid of. So I don't know if it's just me and denim jackets, but anyway, this one was cropped. I actually hated where it hit on the body. I wish that it had been cropped like a little bit lower. That was part of it. Then it was also the shade of the denim, and then it was like double denim, but none of my other denim looked that good. Ugh, it was a whole thing, honestly, and I couldn't be bothered, so yeah, she ended up getting sold too. Okay, so the next item was a tough one, because she had sentimental value, but okay, so the Versace Palazzo Empire bag, I wore this bag to death. Well, not really, because she was still in great condition. So that was me with just a sprinkle of exaggeration there, but I used this bag so much, I absolutely loved this bag. And then years went by, whatever, and I literally hadn't reached for it for like 2 years. And a lot of like subscribers were saying how like they're so sad that the bag was discontinued because they really want one, blah blah blah. So I was like looking through all my stuff and I was like, do you want to know what? She deserves a second go, you know, for somebody to love her as much as I did. So I ended up letting her go, and I'm sure that she is living her very best life. She wasn't getting the love that she deserved. My last item. You're probably going to be like, I've got an itch, so sorry. Anyway, my last item you're probably not going to be surprised about because it's a bit ridiculous. I bought the Jacquemus bracelet bag. I did, and then she ended up getting sold shortly after because a couple of things didn't work out with this bag. First of all, I mean, it's a bag that is worn on the wrist. Okay, it's a little bit stupid to begin with, okay, but more brands are doing it, okay, don't shoot the messenger. Anyway, number 1, it didn't fit cards, And you know me, TBE tiny bag energy, but my prerequisite most of the time is that it has to fit cards, except for that little idiot. That's just a bit of a joke. But a bag to be used, I have to be able to fit my cards in it, okay? Like, I don't do Apple Watch. Apple Pay only works up to a certain amount here, like, whatever, okay? I have to have cards. The cards don't fit in there, so that was already a... Then I was like, do you want to know what? We could make a little bit of a statement piece, and we could do chic house arrest moment a la the Chanel 90s runway moments. Well, guess what? Didn't fit on my ankle either. So I was like, do you want to know what? Doesn't fit cards, doesn't even fit on the ankle. Sod off. So ended up getting rid. But that one I probably should have known. That one was my own stupidity, really, as to buying it and quickly cutting the cord. Let me know what you thought of the pieces that I got rid of. Let me know if there are any pieces that you've had and swiftly decided it's not for me. I'm going to leave a link to the video here in case you haven't already seen it. Have an amazing morning, afternoon, or evening wherever you are. And in the words of my father,
if you've enjoyed it, tell your friends. If you haven't, keep your mouth shut.
I'll see you in my next video. Mwah. Bye, guys.